What if the tax code is not just unfair? What if it is building a modern aristocracy right in front of you? You work, you get taxed, you save what you can, you play by the rules. But the ultra-wealthy seem to live in a different universe entirely. They own assets, they borrow against them, they pass wealth forward, and somehow the tax bill barely arrives. That is the brutal truth of this book. The American tax system does not treat all wealth the same. It quietly rewards people who live off wealth instead of wages. If you click away now, you may keep blaming the rich without understanding the machine, and that machine is the whole story. In this video, I will give you 3 exact frameworks from this book. You will learn how the tax code creates 2 separate Americas. You will understand why wages are taxed more heavily than wealth. You will see how loopholes and exemptions protect dynastic fortunes. By the end, you will stop thinking taxes are just about rates. You will see they are about power, and you will understand why inequality keeps compounding. This is not a dry tax lecture. This is a story about who gets to become permanent. The book we are breaking down today is The Second Estate. It was written by Ray Madoff. She is a professor at Boston College Law School. She is also a leading expert on tax policy, wealth, and philanthropy. Why should you listen to her? Because she studies the tax system from the inside. She is not guessing. She is tracing the legal architecture that lets wealth escape taxation. The book's title is not subtle. It argues America now has a second estate, not nobility by law, nobility by tax treatment. That is the core idea. The people who live on wages fund the system. The people who live on wealth often do not. The first major idea is that labor and wealth are taxed differently. That sounds technical. It is actually the whole game. Working Americans pay income tax. They also pay payroll taxes. Their money is visible. It shows up as wages. It gets taxed automatically. The wealthy often do something very different. They hold assets. They let those assets grow. They borrow against them. They pass them on. That means the richest people can accumulate fortunes with far less tax friction. My honest take? This is one of the most important explanations in modern tax politics. The system does not just tax more, it taxes differently, and that difference changes the class structure of the country. The second major idea is that inheritance creates dynasties. This is where the book gets sharper. If wealth can move across generations with little tax drag, it becomes self-reinforcing. A family can turn money into power, then turn power into more money, then turn both into permanence. Madoff argues that inheritances and capital gains are treated too gently. That gives wealthy families an enormous advantage over wage earners. The result is not just inequality, it is aristocracy by other means. That is why the book uses such a loaded title. The estate is not a metaphor only. It is a class structure built into the tax code. And once wealth gets that kind of protection, mobility gets harder for everyone else. The third major idea is that reform has to go after the structure, not the headlines. That is the book's political point. A wealth tax alone may sound bold, but Madoff argues that it is hard to administer and easy to dodge. Instead, she emphasizes closing loopholes and making sure all forms of wealth are taxed more consistently. That means looking at inheritance, capital gains, and the legal paths that let assets avoid normal income taxation. This is a much less flashy argument, but it may be more realistic. The point is not to punish success. The point is to stop letting wealth become untouchable. That distinction matters. Because once wealth is untouchable, democracy starts looking optional. The best thing about this book is its clarity. It turns a complicated tax system into a class story you can actually see. It also makes the moral stakes very hard to ignore. The flaw? It is strongly argument-driven. That makes it powerful. But it also means some readers may want more neutral distance or more technical detail. Still, the central claim is compelling. Who is this book for? If you care about inequality, read it. If you want to understand tax law as power, read it. If you want to know why the rich seem to play by different rules, read it. Here are 3 zero-cost steps to take tomorrow. Step 1. Ask whether a tax is hitting wages, assets, or inheritance. That question reveals more than the headline rate. Step 2. Look at one rich person's wealth path. Did it come from salary, equity, or inherited assets? Step 3. Learn one loophole that protects dynastic wealth. Then ask who pays when that wealth escapes. If you want the free PDF summary, check the description. If this video helped, buy me a coffee and subscribe.